Welcome back to the channel, everybody. For anyone who's been following my channel for a while, know that I've been using the Milwaukee chainsaw, the Fuel M18 chainsaw. We really like it, but the problem is it's taking too long to cut down the trees. We have about 30 trees that have to cut down, and to run the saw and then charge it, and then run the saw and then charge it, it's taking a long time. I need to get these trees cut down more efficiently, so we're now getting rid of this saw. We're still going to use it around because it's amazing for little jobs, for limbing and the small stuff, but we do have to get onto the bigger trees and we need a proper saw. So we have gone out and picked up a new saw. So let's take a look at that now. I'd like to introduce the Stihl MS250. This is the saw that we're going to go with, and we're just going to go through the main startup features of it, how to start it, and then we'll do a cut down tree. This isn't a full review, it's just our first unveiling of the saw. We're very excited to have this on the property. It'll make the cutting down things a lot smoother. It'll also give us the other saw to do limbing and stuff like that. I thought it'd be nice if we let Madison show you how to do it.
Hi everyone.
So let's go.
Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a little info on the Stihl MS250 before we get started. So this saw is the perfect in-between of commercial and homeowner. The saw is just under 10 pounds and it's 45 cc's. So currently we have a 16-inch light bar on it, but it can also be fitted for an 18-inch bar if you needed a little bit of bigger trees to be cut down. So a really neat feature of this saw is that it has toolless oil and fuel caps, so it's really convenient for when you're out in the yard. You don't have to carry around extra tools. You can just pop them open like this, twist them, and then check your fuel levels or refill them as well. And then in terms of fuel, currently we're using the Stihl 50-to-1 premix. There is a warranty on this saw, so this keeps us within the warranty. After that, we'll have a 5-liter gas can that we can mix the fuel stabilizer into ourselves. So another cool feature that we did want to mention too is if you open up the hood of your saw, there's going to be a little plastic part here that you can see, and you can actually switch your saw from summer to winter mode. So essentially this little plastic piece has a sun here and a snowflake here, and that is to show you which way to put it so that your saw doesn't overheat in either season. So we're gonna put it in summer mode for now, and then we'll put the hood back on and start our saw up. It's different for each model, so make sure to check the manual that you would be given with purchase of saw so you know exactly how to do it for your saw. Right, so now we're just gonna put everything back how it's supposed to go and lock this, and now we'll get started. All right, so here's our saw. We always want to make sure to keep the cover on when you're not using it. This is to protect yourself as well as the chain so that you're not getting it damaged if you're putting it, let's say, on the mule or something that could dull your blade. This part here too, this is also your chain brake. So right now it's on and our chain isn't going anywhere. So this is how you want to have it when you're going to go start your saw. When you're going to use the saw, you're going to pull this back and this is going to loosen your chain. So now it can flow freely. Right here, these are all of our levers for when we go to start the saw. So all the way up to the top is to stop. And if you press down on this and this, you can go all the way to the bottom. This is where you're gonna go to do a cold start. So the safest way to start a saw when you're just learning is to do it on the ground. Make sure your foot is here and you're gonna put your hand here. We're gonna make sure our chain brake is on and make sure our lever's all the way to the bottom. Now we're gonna go ahead and give it a pull. Usually you would need about 2 to 3 pulls until you hear a little start. So this is when we're gonna switch to our next right here. Now our saw started. So if you notice, we're gonna start at cold start and then it's gonna flip up to the next one when we have that little startup. When you go press your buttons to actually run your saw, it's gonna flip to idle. And then when you want your saw to stop, you're gonna push it all the way to the top, to the stop. Now we can cut down some trees. So because our saw has already been running, we don't have to start it from a cold start. So instead of going all the way to the bottom, we're gonna flip it up to the next one here. Now we can go ahead and start. Good. Okay. All right, now I'm done. I'm gonna give the saw back to my dad and he's gonna try to cut that honey-do list down. Have a good one.
So, just for comparison, let's get the Milwaukee and try doing something like that. Definitely tougher. And actually this saw is heavier than the MS250. Time for a break.
So while we were out here, I was trying to come up with a name to call the Ross on the Land subscribers, and I'm stumped. Get it? But I was wondering if you guys would want to leave some suggestions in the comments below, and then maybe we can decide by next week's upload what your names would be. So leave your suggestions down below and then we will find our favorite, and that's what we'll go with. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks very much for watching. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Thanks for Madison for explaining how the MS250 works. We'll see you in the next one.
On our way home. Out than we thought.
Thanks very much, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
I'd like to introduce you to the Milwaukee. Oh.